morning and welcome back to Haunted the Collector with me, Jace. And yeah, I'm back rather quickly because it's absolutely pissing down outside today. I've got a day off, so I decided to wind a couple of videos off because I got a couple of ideas I wanted to do. So let's crack on with this one, which is all about exclusives and deluxes, X's and duxes. What's the difference in today? Does anyone know? Because Prime 1, obviously they do regular, then they do an EX or a DX. I've never been quite sure what the difference between an X and a DX is. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was, because I talked about this briefly in my Sauron review, because in the Sauron exclusive, you got this fantastic piece, a 1:1 scale Sauron finger, which I think is brilliant. I mean, this is a proper good, look at the base. Really, really fantastic exclusive to stick in. And a separate display piece, completely relevant to the piece you've got, of course. Brilliant detail. And if you don't want to display it like that, because at a distance it can look, well, not like a finger. So you just take that off. That comes off. And there you have one ring. And it's really heavy. That's really, really heavy. Made of metal and everything, so you could just display that if you want. So I thought that was a brilliant idea. I thought that was a really, really brilliant idea, Prime 1 doing that. And yeah, I'm really impressed with that. And it got me thinking about predominantly other pieces that they're doing in the Lord of the Rings range, and the fact that I noticed I was ordering a few pieces that I wasn't ordering the exclusive or the DX, whichever way it was, if there was an option to not order that. And because I felt that the exclusive option, there was nothing in there that I wanted or I was interested in. In fact, I was somewhat baffled by what they'd gone for. Now, the one I've brought up in the past was the Legolas piece, and I think it potentially, that the fact that what they've given you as an exclusive, for those of you who don't know, is him holding 3 arrows, and 3 arrows notched. That's the exclusive. Now, when I saw that, I, in my head, instantaneously saw this. Do you see what I mean? Are you seeing that now? And collectors are so picky about things being exact that they've gone for a pose in this, which I know a lot of people were questionable and weren't keen of, with the shield surfing. Oh, shield surfing takes me back to Breath of the Wild. And I mean, I personally like it. I like the fact that it's on that, you know, the staircase, and he's on the shield, and you've got the dead orc at the base. It just added a little bit more to the piece. The only thing that I was concerned about really was the fact that the eyes don't seem to be following the arrow, which I hope they're going to correct that. That was one of the things that put me off. And yeah, and the fact that they've given you this 3 arrow option. One, he never does that in any of the films. If he does, please tell me, because he certainly doesn't do it when he's on the head of the cave troll. He has 2 arrows notched, and he has 2 arrows notched when he's on the head of the, is it the Mumakil? Anyway, the Oliphant things in Return of the King. I checked, 2 arrows. So if they'd done a 2 arrow one, I could sort of understand that, but 3, I thought, well, one, he never does that, and no one's going to want to pose him doing that with this piece, because you've picked an absolute pinpoint moment in the film, and then you've given us an exclusive of something that he never did. And I'm going on how I know how fussy all us collectors are, and some of us are super fussy, that he never did that. So to me, that seems pointless. So you've kind of wasted a chance to do an exclusive. So for me, I mean, I just thought on top of my head, I mean, how much cooler would it have been if the exclusive was a 1:1 scale Legolas arrow on a nice little wood, well, wood-looking even, little plinth, so you could put it on your mantelpiece like that, you know, with a little elven writing on it, or something like that. I mean, that would have been way better. I mean, obviously, I know you've got to be, or they've got to be careful. You know, you can't really be handing out 1:1 scale weapons, I suppose, or things that can be used as a weapon. But you know, something along them lines. Something with that would have been far better to me, a far better idea. And the other exclusive that I've not gone for is the Berserker Orc, because again, I didn't like the unmasked portrait at all. I thought it looked not good. And I've got concerns about the head, the brandishing head. Now, I've looked at lots of photographs of that. Now, I'm waiting for someone to get that in hand, and I hope I'm wrong. And please, if any of you out there do get this in hand, please send me pictures and correct me. Or I'm hoping to see a video review and see that it's wrong. But on them photos, on all the photographs I've looked at, no matter which angle, that head looks like it's on an angle to me. The hair coming back, and it looks like it's not hanging as gravity would have it hang. And I think they've had to do that because they've already sculpted and got the arm when he's brandishing the sword, and the swap out piece, they can't get it. So they've had to just move it slightly. I think that's just how I think it looks. You tell me what you think. Otherwise, it'd be a good little extra piece. But for me, on the photographs, it didn't look right, so I didn't go for it. And I've seen other statues. In all fairness, Sideshow have done with that. I mean, it's nothing I'm interested in, but the Silver Surfer, the exclusive that came with, which was, is it Nova? I mean, that was a fantastic little piece, which you could display that anywhere, in any room or on a shelf, or you could, and they did it as well with that big one running through with the woman coming out the floor. X-Men, I can't stand the X-Men. But I thought, something like that to me is a lot better than having exclusives or deluxes, having a whole range of arms and hands and God knows what that you're just not going to use. They're not going to come out of the box. I can understand it with portraits, because all of us, having a choice of like with the Predator piece, for example, that's coming. I can understand people wanting the portraits, and the fact that they give you now a good stand to display them on, because again, they then become display pieces in themselves. But all these extra hands don't. They end up in a bloody drawer or somewhere, and you never use them. You always think, oh well, I'll take them out of the box because one day I might swap it. But let's be honest, you never bloody do you? And yeah, so I was just thinking that wouldn't it be fantastic to see Prime One maybe, and other statue companies, of course, incorporate, maybe when they're looking at doing an exclusive, instead of just thinking, oh well, we'll give him two swords, or we'll do, we'll have him holding something else, or saying, why don't we make a little separate display that's obviously relevant to this character or this moment or whatever? How cool would that be? What are your guys' thoughts on this? How do you feel about exclusives? Because I can remember when I posted on No DC No Marvel at the time of pre-ordering, and someone had said to me then, they said, oh, haven't you ordered the exclusive? I said, no, I've gone for the regular. I think it was probably the Berserker Orc. I said, no, I've gone for the regular. I said, I know there's nothing in the exclusive that I will use. And they said, well, that won't have as good a resale value or be as popular as on a resale as what the exclusive will be. And of course they're right, because when people look to buy secondhand, when I've sold pieces, whenever I've sold like my Court of the Dead range, I was always asked, is it the exclusive? Have you got the exclusive? So that's the first thing people ask. So it would be nice, the fact that we're paying a little bit more money, and the fact that if you're so inclined that when you sell the piece and you're thinking about it's more sellable, I'd like to see the statue companies give us something a little bit more inventive than just some swap out hands that I'm not going to use, or sort of weapons or whatever, a sight change which isn't relevant to the moment, especially when they pinpoint a moment in a film, or a character who's doing a key move or whatever, and that just didn't happen. So yeah, that was it really, because I skimmed over this subject very briefly when I was doing my Sauron review, because obviously I brought that up, and for me and I showed this to David when David came to see me, because this is really heavy. I showed him this and he was like really, really impressed with it. And I mean they've gone to all the trouble of doing, Prime One, you go to all the trouble of this and then you bloody skimp and save on the bloody instructions, which, look at my last video, I'm not going to go over it again. Come on, let's have good instructions, please. So yeah, that's it really, guys. I just wanted to get your opinions on what you think of exclusives and deluxes, and what we get, the bang we get for our book. Is it worth it? What would you like to see? Would you like to see more stuff like this? Because I'm fully in this camp. I would like another smaller display piece, and certainly something that has within itself different ways that you could display it. In like this one, you can take the ring off if you want and just display the ring. So yeah, I just thought it was a subject that maybe hasn't really been approached much before. I certainly haven't seen it being discussed before on any of the YouTube channels I watch. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Comment below. I'd love to hear your opinions and your thoughts. Or let me know what deluxes or exclusives you've got that you love what you got with it. You love the exclusive and the extras that you got. That would be brilliant. Or anything that you've got coming that you're really looking. You dived on the exclusive. You dived on it because of the exclusive. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to do a quick shout out to Alex and Joe at Rad Titan. I really appreciate, guys, because I know you let me post my videos on your channel and you're happy for me to do it, which is really, really cool, because I know other Facebook groups aren't so keen people putting their links to their YouTube on there. So, it's great that guys like yourselves who've got a really good YouTube channel and you've got a lot of followers and you've got your own Facebook group that you promote other people trying to do the same thing. So I really appreciate that. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to you too for that. Cheers to everyone for subscribing. 3 new ones since yesterday. So welcome, guys. Thank you very much. As always, if you're not subscribing, please do, because it massively helps. I love to hear from you guys. Comment, like, share away, please. And thanks for listening to me prattle on again about exclusives. I'm going to be banging out a couple more videos while I'm off, because I've got 3 days. Well, I've got today and 2 more days yet, if the weather's going to be like this. So there's some more videos coming out, and I've got an unboxing coming up in the week, next week. So that to look forward to. You'll know what it is if you sat to the end of my previous video, and if you sit to the end of this one and I stick it on, or I think to stick it on, because at the moment I've not edited this, so who knows what I'll do. But I should stick it on the end of this one, so you'll know what it is. Thanks as always, everyone. Really appreciate you watching the video, and love the input and everything from you all. I'll catch you all on the next video. I'm going to go now and let you enjoy your Saturday. Take care. Thanks very much.